What do you need to know about security in Business Central? Hi, I'm Andy. In this video, I'm going to cover off a couple of security options for at the kind of administration level. So if you're responsible for Business Central environments in your organization, you definitely want to know these two tricks. So let's get a look. Let's head over to it's always worth having a look at the docs. I'll just briefly browse over there. Manage environments, and you've got here admin center and manage access. Definitely give this a read. There's a lot of interesting stuff here, and lots of wider information. But let's just get straight onto the details here. So if I go to my BC admin center, we can see here. Now I've set up a couple of so the first thing I want to talk about is environment level security groups. These apply these apply at the environment level of the system, as the name suggests, and they simply manage access to that environment. So you can, a very simple example setup might be BC production, where you've got all of your real users in. And then you might have a separate series of security groups to manage your sandboxes. It's common to allow users access perhaps to a training sandbox or a copy of prod sandbox, but you perhaps don't want to allow access to a development environment or some other area where you're testing things out. To set that security group, first of all, make sure you've created a security group. You can do that through Entra or through M365 admin. Here I am in M365 admin security groups. I've got a couple of different security groups here as an example. I've also got this BC maintenance mode, which I'll talk about in a moment. Once you've created the security groups and assigned all the various users that you need, you can head back to your BC admin center, click through to the environment that you need, and then pick the security group that you want to apply to that environment. Very easy. I mentioned BC maintenance mode. This is a convenient security group to create if you ever have the scenario where you need to do some maintenance or some sort of work on the system, and you need to ensure that only a small subset, maybe one or two people, have access to that whole environment. I've often have been asked this question in the past. If you've got 100 users or so, it's a bit of inconvenient to click through all those 100 users inside BC to disable their access. It's far easier to simply assign this maintenance mode security group, reboot the environment to be sure that everyone's out, or just end all the sessions. And then you can ensure that that task, for whatever reason that you needed to make sure that no one else had access while that was happening, you can make sure that happens happily. Okay, so that is the environment level security groups. Really important. The next one, which is probably more important, is partner access. So you can see this here. You can see on this production environment, I've set the partner access to this as off. So that's any partners that have got a GDAP relationship with this tenancy. They're not going to be able to access, in this case, this production environment. All right, that might be what you then, maybe you need support, and you can just come in here and flick it on, and that will allow them to access. I would strongly recommend you also consider this other setting here, which is the managing which partners have access to which environments. I've been on a number of calls where clients have been surprised by the number of partners perhaps over the years that have ended up with GDAP links, various different suppliers. It can happen, right? Just go and have a look. Just check it out, just to be sure. Even if you've only got one partner, it's definitely worth doing it, because in this demo tenancy, I've connected from my partner organization, through into this one. So there's just a single partner access. You might think, well, what's the point? But by turning it on here and only allowing a single partner, if another partner was to create a relationship, they're not going to automatically be granted access to the Business Central environment. So that is a really good idea to turn that on. So let's leave that like that. Okay, and then so you've got that easy, just in time. In the past, we've gone down the road of disabling the GDAP links, but you've got to involve a number of people. It's not quite super fast, just in time. if you want to give that just-in-time security so that you can ensure that third parties, suppliers, for the most part don't have access and only do have access when it's specifically needed, a really great way to keep, the auditors happy, a really great way to reduce your surface that on the security front. All right, so there we go. Two options to check out. Partner access, check it out, and make sure you're applying a security group to your environments. That's it. See you next time.